What's good, y'all? This is Evan from DMV Sports Zone giving you a quick update on all things DMV sports. So first, we're going to start with a quick summary on the Washington football team and where things stand right now. So Washington started the season with a 20-16 loss to the Los Angeles Chargers. Washington currently sits at 0-1. Quick turnaround, though. They have another game this Thursday at home against the Giants. Taylor Heineke will be the starter, and expect a more in-depth preview of that game in the coming days here on DMV Sports Zone. Now we head to college football, and we're starting with Virginia Tech. So Virginia Tech is coming off a 35-14 win over Middle Tennessee State. The Hokies are now 2-0 on the season, and they've moved up 4 spots to number 15 in this week's AP poll. This week, Virginia Tech heads on the road for the first time. They head to Morgantown to take on the West Virginia Mountaineers. West Virginia comes into this game at 1-1. They're coming off a 66-0 win over Long Island, but this is the same Mountaineers team that got in College Park by Taulia Tagovailoa and Maryland a couple weeks ago. We're going to talk about Maryland, actually, in the next segment, so let's do that. So up next, we're going to talk about the Maryland Terrapins. Maryland is coming off a 62-0 win over Howard. The Terrapins are currently 2-0 on the season, just like Virginia Tech. And up next, they also play their first road game this week and their first conference game as well, as they head to Champaign to take on the Illinois Fighting Illini. Now, Illinois comes in at 1-2 on the season. They're coming off a 42-14 loss at Virginia, who we'll also talk about in a bit. And the last thing to know about Illinois is that they've lost 2 in a row going into this game, and that it will be played on Friday, not Saturday. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the Virginia Cavaliers. So as you heard earlier, Virginia's coming off a 42-14 win over Illinois. The Wahoos currently sit at 2-0 on the season. And just like Maryland and Virginia Tech, Virginia will also play their first road game this week as they head to Chapel Hill to take on number 21 North Carolina. Now, North Carolina comes into this game at 1-1. They're coming off a 59-17 win over Georgia State. But this is the same Tar Heels team that went up to Blacksburg a couple weeks ago and suffered a 17-10 upset loss at the hands of Virginia Tech. And we're going to close this update with a look at the Washington Nationals. The Nationals currently sit at 59-85, last place in the NL East, and in their last full series, they lost 2 out of 3 in Pittsburgh. Now, the Nats opened up a 4-game series last night against the Miami Marlins, with the Marlins beating the Nats 3-0 and holding Washington to 1 hit in the process. There are still 3 games left in this series, and the current season series sits at 8-6 in favor of Washington. Now, after this, the Nationals will close out the homestand with a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies are 66-78. They are 4th place in the NL West, and oddly enough, this will be the first time the Nationals have seen the Rockies this season. Well, that's all for this update, but before I go, 2 things. Number 1, your boy is actually the play-by-play commentator for the 2-time CIAA champion Bowie State Bulldogs. I just called the game on Saturday against Saginaw Valley State. The Bulldogs won 28-19. And my next call will be on October 2nd against Johnson C. Smith. I'll leave a link in the bio where you can go check out my work. And the last thing I'm going to say, I hinted at it earlier, but expect a lot of Washington football team coverage right here on DMV Sports Zone with my boys Nadi, Abdullah, and Noah in the next couple of days as the Washington football team gets set to take on the New York Giants. Until then, I'm Evan with DMV Sports Zone, signing off.
First down. It's a screen. It's intercepted. And it's a pick 6 for Jordan Gordon.